Well, hello, TikTokers. I'm back. Doesn't matter if you miss me or not. I'm back. Last time we talked, I talked about the sense of community and how certain subsections of people don't really have that sense of community. But the people who a lot of folks talk badly about, actually do. It just depends on how you come at us. We're not going to talk about that today. Today, I want to talk about the 8 members of the Democratic Party and the Independent that went into business for themselves and brokered a deal to open the government back up. Now, the narrative all week long, unless you've been living under a rock, the narrative all week long is the Democrats caved. I know, working in a political type of arena, so to speak, how politics work. There was 8 people on the other side who voted to open things back up. 7 Democrats, 1 independent. And I'm sure that there were other Democrats in the background that was like, yeah, go ahead. I don't want to put my name on it, but if that's what you all want to do, go ahead. But then there were a bunch of Democrats who were, nah, screw that. That doesn't make sense. What is all this for? So the question is, did the Democrats cave? Well, first and foremost, there was no way the Democrats were going to get anything that they wanted with the government shutdown. No way. There was no way to come out of this looking good. It didn't matter if it had lasted 40 days as it did, or if it had lasted 3 days, or if it had lasted 3 months. It wouldn't have mattered. The Democrats don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, they don't have the White House, and quite frankly, they don't have the Supreme Court. So they were guaranteed to lose this fight no matter what. And in all honesty, it's not about who wins the fight. It's about who wins the war, so to speak. I hate using that word when it comes to political things because there's no one really interested in a war except for one particular side. And that side is afraid that they're going to be wiped off of the face of the earth in the event that someone else gets power. When in all honesty, the folks that they're mostly afraid of don't even think like that. I'm not saying all of us, but most folks on that other side, that the folks who are afraid of, don't really think like that. We want fair housing, better economics, cheaper groceries, an easier way to vote. It should be easier to vote than it is to get a driver's license and an FYD card. Hospital care, better health care, affordable health care, universal health care, cheaper goods, better job opportunities, better retirement opportunities. These are things that the other side wants. So I'm trying to figure out where is the acrimony when it comes to that, when that's what the folks on the left want. The folks on the right, well, they don't want extinction. And they have been historically, if you go back the last 20 years, 30 years, don't take away my guns, don't take away my Bible, don't take away this, and don't take away that. But now that they're in power, they have silenced educators. Look up the Texas A&M situation. They have taken over social media for the most part, which is why certain things that we talk about don't hit the algorithms the way that they should. They have taken over a lot of the healthcare initiatives, even though they don't have plans for themselves. They have nothing to help the American public. They have wiped a lot of economic engines off of the face of the earth or in the country. And if you're curious as to how, the government shut down, it made food prices higher, So has the tariffs. There are more than enough people on SNAP who were relying on SNAP. And when people aren't buying goods, that means grocery stores aren't making enough money. So in order for the grocery stores to make their money back, they have to raise the prices a smidge, maybe somewhere between 5 to 25%, depending on what you're looking for and what you're trying to buy, in order for them to be able to stay in business. That's how business works. The airlines, which is the reason why the 7 Democrats and the 1 independent got back to the table and was like, we're losing our donors. These folks are mad. Have you looked at the price of a flight lately? Within the last 2 weeks? Ooh, scary. I'm used to getting a particular email from a particular airline. And a lot of times, maybe 4 months ago, I saw tickets that were this amount. And yesterday, just yesterday, I got an email from that same airline, and those tickets that were this amount are now this amount. Why? Because companies and entities have to make up for the foolishness and the bullshit that the administration has tried to peddle in front of us. Alas, everything still had to open up. Do I blame those Democrats for going into business for themselves and negotiating? Yes, because they didn't get a damn thing for it. And they didn't read the fine print. You could tell they didn't read the fine print. They were more concerned about their donors. They may say that they were interested in their constituents, but what their constituents want is detailed plans and things in writing, like the Voting Rights Act, federalized, universal health care, better schools, better roads, internet for everyone. They want Elon Musk out of their neighborhoods and what he's doing out of their neighborhoods. Every time we use AI, just know that there's a hood, not a rural area, a hood that is powering that up. And what is that doing? That's making your utility bill skyrocket. Watch what you see. Trust what you see, not what you hear. You know what your bills look like. You know that you're paying much more now than what you were for things last year. Democrats didn't cave. Those folks got cowardly. Caving and being cowards, 2 different things. They didn't stand up for the people like they were supposed to. And hopefully they get primaried. As for the reason for the shutdown, well, we know. The folks on the other side, the right side, wanted their friends, their wealthy friends and wealthy donors, to have money hand over fist. But what it does do, what I don't think people understand, is that it handicaps the consumer. And it is the consumers who keep this country running. And when you eliminate the ability to consume, which the government shutdown did, people lose their shit. And that's why those 7 Democrats and 1 independent got off their butts and brokered any deal that they could, even though that deal was a dumb deal. I'm Ernest James, aka SHEP. This is SHEP's Food for Thought. I hope you all enjoy. Follow me. I would love that.